This is a Tallahassee update from the Florida Retail Federation.
Well, it's April the 23rd, the end of the 7th week of the Florida legislative session. One more week to go. Most of our stuff is in pretty good shape. Got a few things that are still hanging out there, a few things to worry about. And of course, who knows if the budget will be resolved in time to get them out of here next Friday. Keep your fingers crossed. I've got mine. I wanted to start today, though, by talking about the Energy Star rebate project that happened last weekend. I don't know that I can remember an event that caught the imagination of Floridians so dramatically as this one did. Literally almost $18.5 million of rebate money was committed in less than 30 hours of retail sales, and that's not including the time the stores were closed. So a phenomenal event. I believe a real stimulus for Florida's economy, because you know a lot of things were purchased that were not related to those rebates. Taxes were paid on every cent of the purchase price before the rebate. So it was a win for the state, it was a win for consumers, and certainly it was a win for our retailers who sold appliances. I think a good analogy can be made as well about how the back-to-school sales tax holiday has the same effect as that rebate period did. And speaking of the back-to-school sales tax holiday, as I've told you recently, it has passed the House, it is still in the Senate. I believe it will be removed from its last committee without a hearing today and moved to the floor. So I think we're in great shape. We're in that last week period where anything can happen, but the leaders of both houses are telling us it's still one of their priority items, and so we're feeling pretty good about that. I also wanted to remind you that we are sending out every day in email a couple of things that will really help you track what we're doing here. One is the weekly calendar that is especially made, that we make especially for our members and for our lobbyists, to list the items that are going to be up on the floor or up in committee by bill number and tagged by us so you can see what's coming up, and if you have a question you can call us. The second thing that we've added in the last couple of days is our what's left list, and so in addition to the calendar, you can also see the bills that are still in play that we still care about. The good news is we have it down to one page. At one point this was 3 or 4 pages long, double-sided. So we're down to a single double-sided page, and some of those bills are bills we're not for, and we're hoping they will die before the end of the session. Others we are ambivalent about but have some concerns or something positive, and some we care very much about. So that list is available to you also. I suggest that you take a look at that and see if you have any interest or any concerns that you want to talk to us about. The recycling bill, the DEP-sponsored legislation by Senator Constantine and others, we think probably if it doesn't die before the end of the session, it is currently in a form that is okay with us. So that becomes less of an issue for us. The E911 bill, which caused our retailers to collect the fees at point of sale, I think is in great shape. We had the language amended to get a 3-year deferral of the collection of that tax by anyone, us or the phone card issuers. Now we've got to get it passed, but it's on both floors, and I think we'll get that done within the next 5 or 6 days as well. Medicaid programs are a sticky wicket right now. In terms of our reimbursement rates for our retail pharmacy folks, we're going to be fine. The big issue now is whether they will try to push through a bill that has managed care taking over from 19 counties to all 67 counties within the next 5 years. I think there's probably too much disagreement between the House and the Senate for that to happen, so my guess is, without some angel coming in and putting their hands on it, that neither one of those bills will pass. The PSC reform bill that also was very different in the two houses. We've got some movement there. We've worked closely with both sponsors. I think we may have a good shot at getting something passed which will start this reform process. So there are a lot of other things on our agenda. Please call us if you have questions about things that you're particularly interested in. I think we're making good progress. I think it's going to be a great session for you and for the Florida Retail Federation. That's it from Tallahassee. We'll see you next week.